Welcome to the Nash Attack. I hope that you had a really fabulous, I think it was Memorial Day. I've completely lost track of time. Days, weeks, I don't know what day it is or week it is or even what month it is most of the time. It all just kind of runs together here in unemployed land. But welcome to the Nash Attack. We've got a few things to talk about, some reality TV updates because the Summer House reunion finally came on and we got to dig in. You know that I am a Summer House historian, expert, if you will, and I just want to add a little color to that. And so we're going to get into that. I want to talk about VR, by no means in any sort of explanatory way about, oh, this is how it works, like the AI one. No idea. I barely even did that in the AI one. I just had to log on to ChatGPT. But yes, it's more of a quick question about VR and your thoughts on it if you've done it. We'll get there in just a second. But before we get into all of that, let me just fill you in on how my job search is going. Not good. I am still looking. So, hey, if you are hiring for a marketing role, please holla at your girl. I did have a meeting with a recruiter today, and it was not my first, second, third, or fourth meeting with a recruiter where they've said this, but it started out where within the first minute, they were like, I don't have a job for you right now. And why are we on the phone then? It was a nice call. And if you're listening, you were very lovely. But I've met with so many recruiters who don't actually have jobs. Like they want to keep me on their roster in case something pops up and nothing is popping up, or maybe they're forgetting about me. But I have spent hours on the phone with recruiters that's gone nowhere. So it's just stressful and slowly but surely killing me on the inside. Just kidding. No, it's only crushing my soul. Yeah, it's awful. But, I just send me some good vibes because today was not a great one in terms of job hunting. But let's do this. Let's get into this topic. Let's talk VR, virtual reality. My older brother was over here the other day hanging out. I absolutely love my big bro. He does all my theme songs. The current theme song, the past two iterations of it. He did the Nash and Audie B podcast theme song. He is the best at podcast themes. If you need one, you should let me know and I will hit him up for you. But anyway, he's also a big video game person and he has a whole VR setup. I haven't actually seen it yet or played on it yet. I'm very nervous about it because, well, my experience with VR was like the Star Wars ride at Disney World in 2008, and that almost ruined my stomach for good. I don't know if it's ever flipped back the right direction, and so I've just been a little bit nervous about doing VR, but he has the whole setup. So, I have my buy me a coffee thing on the website, which I talk about all the time now, where it's your way if you want to add a tip, give me a little money, donation to keep this podcast going because it's a lot to come up with the content and the editing and all of that jazz. And I do not want to shove ads in this. It's just, sometimes I listen to podcasts like this was mostly ads. What did we do this for? And I don't even believe you that you actually are ordering these HelloFresh boxes. Anyway, back to it. I have my buy me a coffee thing. So it's just a way to monetize the podcast. So I've added, buy a episode of a TV show or buy me reading a book. And I was thinking of adding buy my first VR experience where you can pay and I will stream it and we'll do some basic VR and it'll be pretty cheap. I'll think about like a pretty low price on that because I'm pretty sure A, I'm going to get sick, or B, I'm going to fall over, but it's going to be a good time. I think it'll be really funny. So I do think I want to put that on there, but this is where I don't know if I want to go this far. So there's a game called Phasmophobia. There's a few of these games, apparently. My brother, big bro, he's the best. He fills me in on all the stuff I wouldn't know anything about. There's horror VR games where it's walking around, jump scares, but Phasmophobia, I think you're talking to ghosts. He hasn't even played it. He's too scared to play it. He doesn't play VR horror games. He doesn't do it. He refuses. It's not his zhuzh. And I'm considering putting for the price. It's got to be something like $1,000. Like, I gotta get close to rent payment for me to do this. But I kind of want to put that on there as something, because I'm paranoid as hell, and I think people are after me. Everybody's after me. Everybody's coming to get me, and somebody's gonna want to see me scared. So maybe I put it up there for like $1,000, and you can watch me play Phasmophobia and give myself more trauma. I don't know if you want to pay to see that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll add it. I've been marinating on it. I was even thinking of putting watch a horror movie on there, and you could pick the horror movie for, it'd have to be like $200 at this point. We're $10 for an episode is super cheap, and I feel like a fun, good price helps me out. 30 minutes to an hour of my time, and then, coming up with the content to talk about it, not a big deal. But a horror movie where you're delving into my psyche, and then my nighttime routine, having to have extra lights on in the hallway, staying up later. I don't know what the price is for that yet. Maybe I'll add that. I'm also considering not doing any of this because I don't want to turn my podcast into some sort of freak show double dare thing where I'm just doing all this horrible shit so people will give me money. Like, I'm gonna drink 4 gallons of milk and doing jackass stunts and stuff on here because I'm that desperate for money. But then again, I'm that desperate for money, so I may go ahead and do this. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for letting me ramble those ideas off to you guys. Let's get into our reality television talk. Keep it real brief, real light today. Summer House, the reunion, it was so negative from the jump, and I just don't understand why we are bringing up prehistoric Summer House season 4 or 5 stuff, talking about Lindsay telling Kyle, hey, my friend said she saw you hooking up with another girl right before he was about to propose. They're bringing that up. That happened years ago. I've long forgotten about that. Didn't care about that. Wouldn't have ever thought about it again. And it's weird that Kyle and Amanda were the ones to bring this back to light, because they are spinning it and saying, oh, well, this was a rumor that you spread about me. Like, you didn't even know that this was true, and it's a rumor that's been squashed. That's where I want to dive in a little bit deeper. I don't think that it was ever proven that this didn't happen. So for those of you who don't watch Summer House, this guy Kyle cheated on his girlfriend allegedly cheated on his girlfriend. He got blackout drunk, and he says he doesn't remember if he did or not. So she freaks out and is upset with him, and she's like, we'll just never know because you blacked out. We'll never know the truth unless you message the girl and find out. I'll just never be comfortable. And so he allegedly, it's all alleged because I don't believe it. He allegedly messaged the girl, and she messaged back, yeah, I've never met you before. He shows up with flowers and the cameras and tells Amanda this and shows her the message, and she moves on with her life, and they live happily ever after and get married. I thought that we all were just quietly not saying that. Obviously, he could have faked this message. He could have had a friend send the message. He could have dummy sent the message himself. Like, this never was a cold, hard receipt. I just thought we as the audience and everybody, we were just being cool about it. Like, hey, she wants to move on. Fine. Let her move on. We're moving on. But we never believed that he didn't cheat. You have to know that. And if you went into that marriage thinking that everybody else thought that rumor was just a rumor, oh no. Because I just seriously thought we were all being polite about it. I thought that was just a unsaid thing that he did that, and we were just going along with it. But apparently not. Apparently not. And to bring it back up, like, that's the other thing. I'd completely forgotten about it. You, my listeners, most of you would have no idea what I'm talking about, and would have no idea that Kyle cheated or any of that. We wouldn't have any reason to talk about it if they didn't dig it up and bring it back up. And same thing with Paige talking about Craig and the wedding stuff and him not being kicked out. That story was everywhere. I remember vividly reading that on multiple sources, multiple blogs, Reddit. Everybody was talking about that he got kicked out of that wedding. I thought that was fact, that there were porta potties. He didn't want to use the porta potties, wanted to use the inside bathroom, and got kicked out because he became belligerent and crazy about it, which all of this was forgotten. I would have never remembered that story. And then Paige brought it up, saying that Lindsay and Carl planted it. They're just on this tirade to put all of this old drama on them. Like, if this was stuff you were this concerned about, you should have said it throughout the season when you were in the house, because the reunion, it just wasn't the place for it. It's boring. It's like old topic stuff. This should have been done over a bonfire. Of course, Andy never follows up. That's one of the things that drives me nuts. Like, you can follow up and ask more questions. That's your job. Like, you're right there. Ask the next question. Ask the follow-up. He could have instantly squashed the entire thing by saying, Kyle, Amanda, did this actually happen at your wedding? But no, they just keep yelling and over-talking each other. Also, whenever they say that Lindsay apparently, and I heard this too, I've heard this rumor, that she was being cray-cray at BravoCon last year, and Andy had to put her in line. Like, I heard that. That was a big rumor. And she says it didn't happen. And then Andy's just sitting up there with his hands up like, dude, corroborate the story. You're part of it. Like, BravoCon, it's not a fourth wall thing. It's a thing that happened and that is a part of the universe. Like, we can't not talk about it. Just say if it did or if it didn't happen. And then also, if she threw a shoe at a producer, why aren't we talking about that? Like, tell me the details of that. Why wouldn't you ask more or give some sort of color to that? Because that's a pretty huge accusation to put out there, that she's like throwing shoes at people, and then they don't follow up. No follow up, just zero follow up. So we have no idea if that's true, not true. Oh, it was an exhausting reunion. I'm glad it's only 2 parts, not 3. I don't think I could handle 3 parts of it. The next one, we'll finally maybe get some Lindsay Danielle resolution, but it seems more like more of the same. Why didn't you think of me? Because 2 people getting married aren't really thinking about a third person at that point. I don't know. Summer House always does this. Their reunions end up so intense. They're so just loaded, and it's not a funny, fun kind of tension and popping and they'll say stuff to each other. It's just like heavy and it's not fun to watch. They always manage to do this. And then Andy doesn't seem invested, honestly. Andy doesn't care. Andy is like, Scandival happened. There's nothing here that you guys are going to be able to tell me that's half as interesting as what's going on in the other group of people on our network that are within your age range. He's just trying to get through it. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that show. That show's just irresponsible. But yeah. And then Amanda keeps saying that Carl and Lindsay are fake and they're producing stuff. But at the same time, she's like, why didn't you call me ahead of time before you told me this? So that way I could react to it or know how to react to it. I mean, isn't that producing yourself right there? Like, no, we want the authentic reaction. That's what we're here for. We came for the tea. Oh, gosh, they're exhausting. So, yes, Summer House, OG. We're going to get through the reunion part 2. We're going to do it as a friend group, as a family, and just grit our teeth and get through it. And they're supposed to start filming more Summer House soon. Like, it's summer, I guess. It's June. Good God, I cannot believe how fast this year is going by. But yeah, they're about to start filming again. And I don't know how they're ever going to get to any kind of resolution or where that's going to be any fun to watch. Oh, Summer House OG. Again, I say the real good TV is in Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And we're going to talk about it for just a little bit. I am a big Bria fan, but her wanting to bring her boyfriend, this trip is 15 days and she wants him to stay for like 6. That's a long time. That's a long time. And I like you, Bria, and I get it that he's coming from a faraway place. Like, I totally get all of that. He's traveling from Germany, but he could also get a hotel nearby and just stop in the house occasionally. Because, I mean, I would definitely, if I had a friend who was on a reality show and I could come stay at the house that they're not paying for free and eat up their food for free for 6 days, I'd probably take that offer. So I get why all the other housemates are upset about it. And you ask Jasmine and Silas whenever they had been drinking, they've been drinking all day and they were bowling, and they said yes, I do. They agreed, but I don't know if they knew what they were agreeing to, because after your friend Phil came in and made a fool of himself, and we got Shanice coming back and forth, and we got other people coming back in the house, like, do we need to add another character for 6 days that we don't know and we didn't vet? Oof, I kind of get everybody's concerns. And that's the other thing, is that other people in the house are concerned about it. Something about Silas, I really felt for him whenever she was saying, well, you wouldn't invite him here because of his race. You wouldn't want him to stay. Because, I mean, it is an all black house, and that's what the entire show is. And I'm sure that there's people who are going to come and ask me, well, what if they said that on the other Winter House? I mean, fine. Okay. There's not enough rich white representation in the world. We must keep the other Summer House pure. Like, I mean, come on. Like, you know why they're doing this. They want to show a more elevated side of black people vacationing. That's what the premise of the show is. I don't think it's offensive if he wants to keep it in line with that, but he never even said that. The other thing he was talking about was his preference for marriage and what he wants. People who believe strongly in black love and black couples, that does not invalidate in racial or interracial marriages. Like, that doesn't invalidate my relationships. It doesn't do anything. Like, I mean, you can want what you want. He wants all black women married, preferably to black men. Okay, great. I want $1 million. Like, I mean, want what you want, dude. I'm just not that hurt by it. I think his relationship with Jasmine is still very fresh, and there's just something about him where I think he can learn. He's willing to learn. That's what it is. I don't know. I'm just not as affected by it as I think I expected to be. Like, I find Silas to be very reasonable, because there's been many occasions on the show where he has just stepped back and listened. Now, what the people may be saying might be bullshit, and he's right. I wouldn't take marriage advice from Nick, who's had a girlfriend for 1.5 years that he just revealed to everybody. 1.5 year long relationship. Child, please. So I get that, why he's like not keen to take that guy's advice, but I don't know. I think Silas, he's just got to relax. He's one of those people where it's like, you just give off leadership vibes no matter what. You don't have to try as hard to get people to fall in line. Just relax. Just relax. Trust your lady. Jasmine's not going anywhere. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you hear how that woman talks about him? She's not going nowhere. Somebody buys her 10 drinks at a damn bar and a car. She's still not gonna leave Silas, okay? She loves that man. So I just want him to relax. And I just feel the pressure also on her to have to kind of ramp up and be like, I'm the excited one. And here's like, fun personality to kind of make up for his practicality of, okay, should this person be here and should he not? He just thinks things through. I'm not mad at Silas. That's the long story short, is that I feel like they want me to be more upset with Silas than how I truly am. I get it. No, he's not perfect, but I think he's trainable. And I think Jasmine, she'll work on him. She'll get him there. Like, let's just get a few little readings his way, a couple good articles, and I think that he could be a dynamite feminist. I mean, if we could get that guy on our side, let me tell you what, we'd be in great shape. And actually, all of those guys in the house, we need them on our side, helping us and fighting for our rights. Oh my gosh. But no, I like him and Jasmine more than I did at the beginning. They're just growing on me. I think they're a cute couple. I do enjoy that they keep the house going. I like that they're willing to put people out of the house versus just putting up with a bunch of fuckery and stupidness. I love Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I mean, you guys know that. I talk about it every week. I'm going to keep talking about it until it goes off, because why not? It's so good. It's so funny. And I want you guys to watch it. It's a great show. I loved this episode. They went fishing, which was so cool, and caught a bunch of fish, and then one of the dudes actually fried it up for everybody. It was awesome. So cool. I love luxury TV. Now more than anything, I want to go to Martha's Vineyard. Like, Bravo does a good job of advertising their vacation spots. Look at that fresh seafood. Look at the views. Look at the water. Look at that house they're staying in. 10/10, want to be there. Absolutely love that show. Oh gosh. Oh, the other thing though, Silas. Whenever they were like, he's like pushing the fitness stuff on Preston. Like, I just want to hold you accountable and be better for yourself. This is stuff where I'm like, dude, just relax. Just relax. You don't have to put any pressure on Preston. I'm sure Preston puts enough pressure on himself and his body, probably just like every other person in the world. And come on, like, he's not some slouch either. He's got these big jacked up arms and a flat tummy. There's just different types of healthy. Like, I look at Preston and he's gorgeous and very much in shape. I really liked what he said about, look, we all have different body types and different abilities and different levels. I got that. I appreciate that. I felt that. And that's why I feel like Silas is teachable. Preston can get in there and slowly work on him in the background. Like, I think we can get there with a season 2. So that's why I'm saying right now, we're petitioning for it now. We need a season 2. We got to see what happens with Jordan. I got to know who she picks, because I know that she likes Alex, but isn't saying it. And I think Alex maybe even likes her back. I don't know. We gotta just finish this season out, and then we got to get a season 2 with the evolved Silas that I know is inside of him. I feel it. And if he doesn't change, whatever, I don't care. But I know that I just really, truly believe it. I believe it in my heart of hearts that he probably can become more understanding with just a few conversations. I've gotten that vibe from him. I like the other 2 people they brought in the house. The guy was really funny, really bubbly, and for coming in 4 episodes in and to actually make any sort of impression on me is impressive. So good job to both of them. Yes, Summer House Martha's Vineyard. You guys have got to watch. I really hope that you guys will check that show out. If you're watching Summer House OG, let's just hold hands right now mentally and get through part 2 of this reunion together. We're going to make it. We're going to make it to the end, and then something is going to give, and the next season's going to be great. We have to just believe that, Summer House fans. So I feel that with you. Yes, no more Paige negativity, just laser glaring anger stares from across the other couch. Ugh, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. We got to hope it gets better. But Summer House Martha's Vineyard, you've got to check that out. And then my VR experts out there, let me know what I should do. Should I do this VR thing? Should I just offer to do a fun VR, like a simple one? Is there like a kite flying VR, something really easy? I'm still on the fence. If you've played Phasmophobia or any of the horror VR games, please let me know. Please let me know. And let me know if you think I'll survive it. Because if you think that I could get to the other side, then I might put it on the website for the right price. But you just gotta, I gotta hear from somebody that I trust that it's gonna be okay. So if you've done that, a scary VR game, a horror game, please report back to the Nash Attack. You can hit me up, www.thenashattack.com. You can leave comments on the website. You can hit me up on my Instagram at the Nash Attack Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to me rant and rave on a random Tuesday. I will be back on Friday. So sorry. We're going to continue talking about Vanderpump Rules. I promise you one day I will have other topics and things to talk to you about besides Vanderpump Rules, Summer House, and being an unemployed loser. But right now, that's really all I got going on. So I appreciate you letting me get that out. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you will share it with other people. Let me know that you're listening. I've got to get some feedback and hear from people because come on. Let me know that you're out there. I want to be your friend. We're friends if you're listening. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into this episode and all of the episodes and enabling me to do what I love, which is rant and rave about reality television and the silly goings on in my life. So thank you again for your time. I hope that you have such a good one, and I will talk to you when I talk to you.